Have you ever thought about developing an app for your business or your business idea? Wondered how to go about it? Moving your business online these days seems to be the way to go, and apps are quick, convenient, and most are easy to use. I'm Kalilah Reynolds, and this is Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service. Keep watching to learn more. Developing an app may be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Here to break it all down for us, we have co-founder of Orba Technology Holdings, Dwight Scott.
All right. Hi, Dwight. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Good to have you on. So one of the things that came to mind in thinking about ideas for this program, because Money Moves here, we try to help entrepreneurs grow. We try to help small and medium enterprises especially grow. And in this age of technology, and because of COVID-19, a lot of people have been moving more towards technology. I just thought, what if I wanted to do an app for my business? Like, how hard is it to do? And I know we have Jamaican app developers. Orba One is one such Jamaican app developer. So tell me a little bit about your company first, and then we'll get into how might I be able to get an app for my bright idea or for my business.
Okay, awesome. So Orba is a technology company, but our big picture has always been to become a global SaaS company, like a Salesforce, like a Vista Equity, like, Basecamp, like Facebook, Instagram, where people globally can use our products and our services. So we didn't just want to be an agency where we come to Kalilah or come to Money Moves or we come to Proven and we do one app. So currently, like what Rocio came on your program and spoke about Orba One. That's a global platform where we deploy that platform globally so companies can onboard clients around the world. So we have a special focus and a special interest, and we have advanced capabilities in fintech. So we develop any app for any industry, but we have a bias and we have a love and a passion for fintech. So if you ask Proven, if you ask Sagicor, SSL, Ideal, Jeremy, if you ask most of the big companies in the country that we work for, they will tell us these are the guys we work with. And so fintech is our sweet spot. But any app that you want us to develop, so we have developed other apps like Staff Genius, which is the region's largest workforce management software, and to manage human capital, anywhere from payroll to just, time and attendance, etc. So any app you give to us, we can build it for you. So that's our company. We're a software company. Our build, but we also have our SaaS platforms.
So I've had this idea for years, right? Hypothetically speaking, although I have had an idea for years, that I think may make a great app. And I'm speaking on behalf of Jamaicans too. Lots of people have ideas all the time. I say, okay, this might make a great app and a great business. How do I go about, because I'm no software engineer expert, I don't know how to build an app. So I'd have to engage a company like yours. How do I go about, doing it? What's step one?
You have the idea. That's step one, right? And so the next step is to flesh it out, and you need a company to do that with. So if you look right here in my background, you see the company.
Ever the salesman.
Yeah, you see the company, you see the website, you see the number. So you contact us, or if you have a friend who knows us, just as though you have contact for us. So we're on the web. You can go to Orba.io, you can go to orba1.com, you can go to staffgenius.co. So we have a bunch of platforms online, but Orba.io, and you can contact us. We talk to you about your idea. So first thing we want to find out is express the opportunity to us, and then identify the problem. So it's like a regular business case canvas. So we just basically have a very problem. Basically what we do, we look at problem statement. What's your problem? And then we also, what's your addressable market? So none of it is technology. Before we do anything in technology, we ensure that your business case is solid, right? We understand that in terms of target market is solid. We understand that in terms of user experience, how the users transition on the platform. And so we walk them through that idea, right? The MVP, then we say, let's get to our MVP process. It's just a minimum viable process where, okay, at a basic level, here's what we want to accomplish. then we look at how much of the technology do we need to build, or do we need to use like an API integration, which is application program interface. So before we try to build anything, we look first at, let's think about this technology where we don't need to build it. So let's build a case for it not to build it before we build it. Because we're not trying to get you to spend a bunch of money before you realize you don't have a solid case. The next thing is, do you want to build a local platform, or do you want to build a global platform? So that's those.
Before you move on to that, Dwight. So looking at the case for building this app. So that might include something like, I already have a website. Can the website do the work that the app potentially might do? Is that the type of thing you're looking at?
Okay, so that's a great question. So in some cases, they will say, should we build an app versus should we build a web application, not just a website, a web application that is responsive, mobile responsive, and that is interactive, right? And so in some cases, there are clients that will tell them you don't need an app, right? You don't need to build an app. You can just build a web application that is responsive and it will get the job done just the same for you, and you'll save a lot of money. Because when you build an app, there's complications and opportunities in one. So one, you have to get it on the Android and Apple Store, and you have to get acceptance. Versus if you build just a web application that is responsive, you will get the same outcome, right? So you don't always need to build an app. You can build a web application, and that will accomplish the job for you.
Is it hard to get on the Android and Apple stores?
It's challenging, but it's much more difficult to get on the Apple Store because Apple's requirements and securities are much more rigorous. So if Apple is a much more rigorous store, Android is a lot more flexible, but Apple is very serious on securities, and they're also serious on privacy. So Apple is a much more rigorous and a much more challenging platform. So you will submit your application to go on the Apple Store, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you're still waiting for approval. Whilst you might have a particular application that is not tracking clients, is not intruding on clients' privacy, and in 2, 3 months on Apple, you get through. So Apple is a much more challenging platform to work on, to be honest.
If I came to you to build an app and I wanted it to be on both platforms, is that too different money?
No. So you have platforms now that we are, let's say architecture, right? That we can build it on, that you can deploy it, and in that deployment, you don't have two separate instances where, okay, we have a Apple instance and we have an Android, so we're managing two different infrastructure architecture. You can build it in a particular language, and then we deploy it in the two stores, so you get 2 for 1. But not many companies in Jamaica can do that. Orba can do that very well. I think we're the best at doing that.
You're very good at selling yourself as well. Yeah. So what's the next step after that? After you identify, you put it all together, you put your ideas, take it out of your head, put it on paper, and then what?
So after the next step then. So let's say you, based on the industry that you want to build, we will look at your budget, because it's one thing to build an app or build a website. The next thing is to deploy it, to market. What's your go-to-market strategy, right? Because sometimes people will come to us and we'll tell them, when we start to ask them the questions, because think about it, it's like you have a real estate and you build a real estate somewhere, but nobody's coming to you. Not because you build an app or a website means you're going to get traffic, right? And so these are things that will help them to understand that, look, when you build the app, this doesn't mean you're going to be successful tomorrow. You can build the app and there's no adoption. Nobody's engaging, nobody's interacting, right? So more than just the app, what's the go-to-market strategy? How are you going to onboard people to the app? How are they going to download the app? There are specific things like, okay, is it the app that can be deep link where you can share the app? Bunch of stuff. What's the strategy? So it's really about what's your marketing strategy? How are you going to develop your market and sell this to people? And so we will help them now through product market fit, looking at your target audience, looking at your communication channels. So when Russia and the team does the technical stuff, my job now is to go into the commercialization of that with the client to say, hey, how are you going to make money? Okay, so we look at, okay, who do you want to target? What's the average spend? So we start to now look at metrics, right? So we look at metrics and we say, okay, here are the 5 metrics that you need to develop and here's what you need to manage. Then we start to look at, okay, who's your management team? What's your team? Do you have a team to support you, right? Do you expect Orba to do the maintenance contract for you? Are you going to outsource the maintenance contract? Are you going to hire in-house people? Because the app needs maintenance, you know, because the stores are upgrading the infrastructure very, very regularly, right? So you have to upgrade with them. So sometimes you have people, especially smaller firms or individuals, who they will build an app, but there's nobody to support it. And so there's upgrades going on, and your app is not effective, it's not working anymore. And you're wondering why it's not working. So those are things we encourage them to do.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's like when you see bug fixes suggested, or you can go in the store and make comments, so you guys would upgrade the app so that you fix those bugs and it works better, it improves.
Yes, because not because you build a great app and you did your testing, whether it's penetration, integration, all these different testing. That's just what happens in app. It's like a house. You need to paint the house. You need to change the tile. You need to change the window. It's the same thing. You have to keep upgrading.
So how long does it typically take from idea to completion if you wanted to build an app?
So at an average, the default timeline we use is 3 months, right? So
that's not bad.
No.
I thought it would have been longer, actually. 3 months, not bad.
No. So you have some cases. So we don't want to, you have huge enterprise software where you're building certain systems and it will take us 6 months. So like when we're building a wealth management system, our timeline for that is 6 months because we have to look at testing, et cetera, but we will deliver most times in 3 months. So, but we have a special way in which we design, which we can deliver between 1 to 3, maximum 4 months most times.
And what's the ballpark? And I know the cost can vary depending on what type of features you need and the extent of it, but give me a ballpark. I'm looking now to invest in an app. How much should I be thinking about that I might need to raise or save or whatever to make this investment?
Okay, so let's say after this conversation, we're going to build an app called Money Moves, right? We're going to build the Money Moves app, right? Mm-hmm. Taking stock app. Then
yes, I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So we're going to the Taking Stocks app and we say, okay, what sort of content do we need the end users to engage? Do we want them to be able to look at how a stock is performing over the last 6 months, 12 months? And so a lot of it has to do with how much features and functionalities you want in the application, right? So an application can run you anywhere from, with us, let's talk with us specifically. We can produce a good application for about minimum, I would say 25 to and beyond, but
25 what?
1,000 US.
25,000 US.
Yeah, okay. So for us, we like to be very honest. So you can get an app done for 200,000 Jamaican dollars, 2,000 US, 3,000 US, a good app too. For us at Orba, we like to focus on, how do we use our time? So if it's not 25,000 bandwidth up to millions of US dollars, we're not going to look at it because we're looking at use of time. Is this the best way to use our time? However, what we have done on numerous occasions is that we will give our advisory work and our consulting work for free. So we will talk to young entrepreneurs, hustlers, ambitious guys, ambitious women who have an idea, who have a small budget. What our team have done numerous times is that we will sit down with them, we will scope it, we'll design the architecture for them, and we'll say, go find someone to build it. And then we will help them to say, you're going in the right direction. This person is not doing a good job. But sometimes we will do charity. We'll just help somebody and build it for them and hand it over to them and don't charge. That's a charity. But for us, if we're going to charge for a good app, we like to start at 25,000 US.
Okay. Is it easy to manage an app?
No. Do you have
something that after you build it, so you would have to maintain it? I wouldn't be able to maintain it on my own.
All right. So you have a lot of, you can host it. So for example, when we build, we will host it on Amazon, right? So in terms of the hosting is easy because you're just paying for the hosting services, right? So when you do the DevOps work, right, the architecture work, the guys who created this for you, who onboarded you, who brought you on the store, I mean, you pay for the services. There are services out there that will host it for you, know. So that part is very easy. You don't need to worry about that. You pay on demand, right? So Amazon charges you on demand. So as you increase usages and bandwidth, then you pay accordingly, right? That's easy. The part that is hard is when there's a bug in your software and you outsource the development, right? And you don't have an in-house engineer to support you and to respond in real time, because people will abandon your app if they cannot get real-time support. So just imagine I am on Money Moves or Taking Stock, and somebody's asking me a question, and then this particular feature has a bug and it's not working, and I've been engaging. I'm going to abandon it. So there's a lot of abandonment in the app space because there's no support in real time. So that's very important.
Yeah, a lot of people we've been talking a lot about the fintech space. You guys do a lot of work there, but another popular type of app is in gaming. Gaming apps are very, very popular. You guys do those too?
So we have done gamification apps, right? But not, so for example, one of our co-founders, Nicholas, right? He's probably in the region one of the leading, and I'm not selling, this is facts. He's probably one of the leading guys in gaming. And so a lot of the application that we design now, we design gamification for engagement and for interaction in the application, right? But we don't specifically go build a gaming app as some of these popular apps now out there for gaming, but we build gamification for engagement. And so you can consider it to be like a super app where people have multiple interaction in the same ecosystem. So we do that.
Mm. But based on what you've described, if I wanted to do an app for an already existing business, it seems like I'd have to be one of the larger businesses out there with a lot of money to spend.
No.
It's not necessarily for the small guy, is it?
No. If you want to build an app, there are great companies out there who will not charge as much as we do. That's the truth, right? So there are companies out there who does great work, right? Who will build those apps for you at good cost. Jamaica you have great companies. You have companies like Ingenuity. You have companies like Innovate 10X. You have companies like Dane Company, MSME. So you have a bunch of companies that will build apps for you at better cost than our. We just prefer to start with clients who there's a particular product that they want to create, but we're not against helping clients though. But
you know where your market is.
I know my market is. So I don't want lots of people watch the program. What we don't want is that we don't want when you air this program and people then say, oh yeah, we can engage Orba. And then they engage with us and we're not helping them. Then it looks like, oh, your program is not a program that is conscious of people. So I want to ensure that we say the right thing to the public and we don't mislead people. So if you have a budget of 25,000 US and more, and you want a great company to work with, Orba is a company. If you have less, Orba can refer you to other guys, and we will help you with that process. So
and there are local companies here in Jamaica, lots of them that can do that.
Oh yeah, Jamaica. I'll tell you the truth. Jamaica has some of the best technology firms emerging. It's just that companies here, big companies here, needs to give these companies a chance. That's. I hope on the next platform, our next segment, you and I can have a discussion exclusively about giving Jamaican technology companies a chance.
I'm happy to hear that, Dwight. I'm happy to hear there's something for everybody. I like the work that you guys have been doing. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on your program, and all the best with your program.
All the best to you too. All right.
Thanks.
That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with Exim Bank's Business Advisory Service. Check out their website, eximbankja.com, and follow them on social media at eximbankja. If this information has helped you in any way today, spread the news and share with a friend. Our goal is to get to 50,000 subscribers this year. We're trying to help businesses and entrepreneurs make better decisions with their money and grow their business. So like this video so that YouTube shows it to more people, subscribe to this channel, and turn on those post notifications. I'm Kalilah Reynolds. Stay safe.